Hey, hello, what's up? This is Efo the Minimal Bibliophile. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and join the family. If you're returning, welcome back. Today I'm going to be having my episode 2 of the literary discussion. I filmed the first episode about 3 weeks ago, so this is the episode 2, and today I have my lovely mother in here with me. We will be discussing In the Chest of a Woman by Efo Kodjo Mawugbe. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. In the Chest of a Woman throws light on the Ghanaian culture, one that is totally imbued in the patriarchal system. Leadership is the preserve of males only, as thought by many in this country. It was written by the late Efo Kodjo Mawugbe. He was a sensational writer, and this book of his has won many hearts, including mine and my mother's. Let's get right into the discussion. So, mommy.
Yeah, dear.
I'm so excited you're here on my channel. It means so much to me. So the question of discussion, we're going to be discussing this book. I have read it a lot of times, and I know you've read it too. How many times?
A lot.
Okay, so then this dialogue is going to be very easy, won't it?
It surely is going to be.
What is your general thoughts on the story?
Well, I can say that this is a story that has to do with position, okay, and also it has to do with gender issues here. Yeah, you know, in our culture, we think some positions are meant for a particular gender only. Yeah, and that is what I see generally about this story.
How would you describe the setting of the story?
The setting is based in an Ashanti kingdom where the system of rulership is matrilineal, because they inherit matrilineally.
Okay. Yeah. What were some conflicts you identified in the story?
Okay, in this story, I identified mainly 3 conflicts. The first one, I would say, is man against society, then man against himself, and then maybe man against man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give an instance of man against himself?
Yeah, man against himself would be where the queen's daughter, who was nurtured to believe that she is a boy in quotes, had to battle with this idea of knowing internally that she's a girl, but yet had to portray herself as a boy. And it's a very big conflict. She had to fight against that.
Yes. So in this regard, she was a boy to everyone,
Exactly.
But to herself, she was a girl.
Exactly so.
Okay. You are the perfect candidate for this discussion, given that you're a mother, you have a son, and you have a daughter, and you hold a leadership position at your place of work. If you were in ghanaianculture's shoes, what would you have done differently, or what would you have done similarly?
All right. As a mother, we in the family, if I have children, both genders, what I would have done if I were in her shoes was to bring them up, one, letting them know who they are genderly, not making a female believe she's a boy or a male believe he's a girl. And then also making my children or the children know that they all have a fair playing ground. So whatever one can do, the other can also do. And so I won't be biased, okay, in bringing them up. Yes, I'd rather help them, nurture them, let them come out as individuals. And then whatever talents they have, I help them to build it.
So we realized that in the story, ghanaianculture was a dictator. She didn't allow Owusu Ajiman think on his own. Okay, so everything he did, it was because his mom said he should do it. Okay. Are you that kind of mother?
Never, and I'll never be.
Well, I can attest to that. She's not a dictator at all. She's a really cool mom. Do you think in this age and time, gender roles have become a thing of the past, or we are still practicing it? Where girls are meant for the kitchen and boys, well, they can go to school. What is your take on gender roles?
That's a very nice question you brought up. Yes, this issue of girls for the kitchen, boys must move on is still being practiced in our system. Now, let me give you one good example. When we even go into an institutions where we have the mixed institutions, okay, anytime there's a leadership position, what do we see? We see that boys always will take the higher position, prefectship. Girls are always assistants.
Yeah.
There is no time anywhere that I have ever seen in my life seeing a mixed school with a girl being a senior prefect. So that is one. Then also in our homes, we also see that most parents want their male children to dominate the girls. If something happens, call Kwesi. Kwesi's advice should be taken. Ames should be, delegated to the background, and that is not too good. And so this kind of practice. And then when it also comes to leadership positions in our institutions, women, males and females will go for interviews. The female will do well, but because you are a female, the position will be given to a male.
Yeah.
And that is also not too good for us.
Yes, and then having the chores in the house where the girl is always washing dishes and the boy is just there after eating, he just leaves the plate.
Yes, we throw the plate there for the sister to come and wash. And my question sometimes is, if you continue like this, now if this boy grows into an adult and then doesn't marry early, okay, and then he's living on his own, who is going to be doing the house chores for him? So he must learn to do something from the beginning, from infancy. And then as he grows, he will practice it. And then it also helps the boy when he marries. He will learn to help the wife at home, not leave everything for the woman, because he was brought up with that notion that it's only girls who do household chores and boys do not. So,
exactly. It's an important.
And that is why I make sure you and your brother do things together. Everybody will take part in whatever you do. You learn to wash, you learn to cook, you clean everything.
Yes, that is true.
Yes.
That is true. Explain how the title, In the Chest of a Woman, explain how it connects to the story.
Well, if you hear the word chest and a woman, all that comes quickly into your mind is the breast of a woman. So people will say, oh, in the chest, so what do we have in the chest of woman, apart from the breasts? But with this story or with this book, in the chest of a woman here doesn't only talk about the breast, as some will think, but then it tells us what's the strength, okay, the strength of a woman, the self-willingness of a woman. Yes, that women, whatever we target to have or to do, we do it to perfection. We don't miss out. We make sure that our aims, our goals are well laid out, and we follow same. And so in the chest of woman, looking at Nana Sheshi, she was determined to have her daughter's son, okay, inherit her. And she thought she could go all out by whatever means to get her to inherit her after she passed on. And so she was a strong-willed woman, yes, and she didn't even think that whatever step she took one day might not work. Okay, all she wanted was, this is my plan and it must work out. And she played a very good part in getting it done. Even though at the end, things didn't work out too much for her.
Yes. Yeah. What point in the book did you decide whether or not you liked it or not?
Well, I am a lover of African writers. I love reading African stories so much. I've read a whole lot of books. And so the very first time I saw this book being written by an African, a Ghanaian for that matter, I said, wow, I will swallow everything in this book. And so it took me less than 24 hours to finish reading the book. Yes. So I just loved the book. Just looking at the title, and then I thought I should read it. Yeah.
Okay, so right from so you didn't even open the book.
No.
It was just the title.
What attracted me, the author, the title. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when I started reading, oh come on, I built into it. I followed it. I allowed the book to enter me. Okay. Yes. And I loved it so much.
Okay, so the last question for this discussion, what message do you think the author was sending across?
Yeah, the author, the first message I picked from this story is that gender should not be an issue for us at all, at any point. Whatever a male can do, a female can as well do. We shouldn't give high positions to only males and think they are better off than the girls. Being a female doesn't mean that you are below the male. So Efo Mawugbe here portrayed to us that in our homes, in our institutions, wherever, we should give a fair playing ground. Let everybody struggle for a position and have it, irrespective of gender, equality or gender balances. And then also we shouldn't say, oh, some positions are only meant for males, others for females. That also is a wrong vision over there. So that is what I picked from the story.
So that is exactly what.
Then also parents. Parents should not think for their children. We should allow them to nurture their talents. Let's give them the free will. Let's guide them. Okay, when we guide them, it's better than thinking for them. So whatever talent your child has, do not kill the talent. Study, follow that child. Have some interest in that child's talents and help him or her to come out with it to be very beautiful.
Exactly. So this book, all in all, what would be your rating if you had to rate this book? Over 10.
Over 10. If you push me, I'm going to give 10 over 10, but I'll give 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
So this brings us to the end of this episode of our literary dialogue. I enjoyed every bit of this episode, and so catch you on our next one. And don't forget to subscribe, mommy.
Sure.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to my daughter's channel and enjoy her reviews.
Don't forget to like, don't forget to leave a comment, don't forget to share across to friends and family. See you on my next one.
Ciao. See you.
Bye guys.
Bye.